Hi, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. I'm Priscilla. I'm a crone, a healer, light worker, and all kinds of things. Channel. Today, we want to welcome our newest friends from Facebook as well as our YouTube fans. And we're going to talk about divination, which is the tarot cards, and dowsing, and all kinds of wonderful things today.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about Starseeds, so this is a bit different and a bit lighter as well. We're going to have some fun today. So let me introduce you to Heather and her cards.
And my cards. Hi, I'm Heather, and I'm also a crone and a psychic medium, card reader. I see ghosts, that kind of healer, lots of different things.
Lots of different things.
But we usually start out with a card reading, so we will today, and it's going to be about what we need to know today.
Yay.
At this time. So,
can I move these?
Yes.
I think we can eyeball the other.
I think so. So,
I hope everybody's having a fabulous weekend. The weather's beautiful here, and we've been enjoying the outside a lot.
yes, we have. And it's got a nice breeze.
Beautiful breeze out right now.
And these are oracle cards, and I have been showing you what they are, but I cannot remember what I did with the box for them.
We've been having a bunch of alterations.
Yeah.
in the
we've been doing a lot
studio.
of stuff
So
today. So the first card, power. Doing the feline.
that feline comes up a lot.
Confidence. Prayers. Return of spirit. And rejuvenation. Those are different.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let me put them a little bit higher so you can see all of them. There we go. Now, just give me a second, and I will tell you what this is.
While she takes a moment doing that, I just want to say that we're doing our show on divination today, as you all know, and we just want to make clear that as far as we're concerned, this is using divine energy, and everything is for our highest good, for ourselves as well as those around us, including the planet. And that although divination was seen in the Middle Ages as evil, it certainly is not. There's nothing evil about it.
No.
As long as you have a protection around you, you're not going to attract any lower energies to scare you or hurt you or freak you out or whatever. It has nothing to do with the devil. This is all our higher selves and divine light that gives you the answers.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, the first one has to do with where you are now, and it's you want the power, or you want to be able to do things that you can't do yet. And feline means, well, you're just not doing anything to really help that. You're just saying, I wish, but you're not really doing what you need. But in your soul, your spirit is saying, I've got to do this. It's got the confidence that goes with it. I can do that. Say, for instance, I can read the cards, or I can hear what they're saying to me. Meanwhile, your physical body is having prayers about, please let me do it. So it's got prayers saying, let me do it, let me do it, let me do it. Where this one's saying, you can do it, you can do it. But in order to take care of doing nothing, the spirit is returning, and as it returns into you, as you feel it more, you will defeat that cat, and you will start rejuvenating yourself.
awesome.
So that you will have it.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Great reading. So divination, the dictionary definition, is the practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. I don't think it's supernatural. Divination is an ancient energy practice of seeking knowledge and inspiration from higher consciousness. not the unknown. We're going to show you how some of the tools we use and how they work. And then there's other things that we're going to talk about a little bit, but we don't have examples. And one of those things is a Ouija board. We don't particularly care for Ouija boards. The energy that it brings in is
Too
strange
unpredictable.
and too unpredictable, especially when you have multiple people doing it. So Ouija board is just not something that we play with, but we have plenty of other things.
Right. So under Divination Tools, you have things like astrology, animal messages, Bibliomancy.
Bibliomancy, that's a
I
hard
have a
one.
hard time to say that word.
That's a hard one.
Dreams, Dowsing Rods, I Ching, intuition, meditation, numerology, oracle cards, palmistry, pendulums, runes, scrying, and tarot, just to name a few. There's so many more.
There's so many more.
Yes.
But we'll focus on these today. So the first, of course, is astrology, and I personally love astrology and have been interested since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
It's the study of the placement, movement, and properties of the stars and planets and how they affect our human, as well as the planet.
And it's really a study.
And it is.
I studied it, and I've got 2 books about that thick each that I have to memorize almost.
Yeah. Well, it's been around for thousands of years. It dates at least 6,000 years back to the Sumerians, and at least 2,400 years back for the Babylonians. And in 140 A.D., Ptolemy published the Tetrabiblios, which he became the authority on it became the Bible of astrology for thousands of years. So I was going to show you a natal chart, but we couldn't really do that. And that is that points out the areas you've been working on in past lives and what you plan to work on in this life. And it shows the placements of all the planets and all the houses. And you really need your birth date, your birthplace, and the time. And the time to be able to do that. And the 3 most important ones are your sun sign, because that's your basic nature. And then the ascendant, or the rising sign, which is your motivation in life. And then the 3rd is your moon, which controls your body and your emotions. And we all know how full moons can affect emotions in people's. Of course, there's much more to astrology. The other planets, the houses, the aspects, the transit, even the Kuiper Belt asteroids that are coming into play these days. And I just wanted to call out a few of my favorite astrologers. There's Pam Gregory, Andre Carr, Heather Ensworth, Molly McCord, and Channing Nicholas. Those are the ones that I kind of listen to on a regular basis, and have Channing's app on my phone.
Yeah. And my daughter, she believes in the Vedic astrology. And her main go-to is Joni Petrie.
Yeah, she's quite good too.
Yes. But they look at it differently, but it's also correct in its own way. One thing we did mention is when I was doing astrology, when I went to the fairs, I would do what they call Astrocytography. That was like a map of where your best planets are, where you would want to live for this kind of thing, or do you want to relax, then you want to be in this area. Do you want to work hard, be in this area. And
Astrocytography is how we moved to our current location,
exactly.
As a matter of fact.
Yes, we did. And what only thing is it requires are your birth date and where you were born. So in a fair, that worked real well because most people don't remember what time they're born.
Yeah.
So that one doesn't take the time into account.
And that was very interesting.
No. Yeah, it was fun. So.
And next we have animals.
Yeah. We have animal messages and spirit animals. Now, if you're dealing with your spirit animals, one way to find out which is your spirit animal is to look into your lineage, like your family, your mother's or father's family, and all the way down, grandmother, grandfather. What kind of animal were they tending to have? Like, did they have dogs? Did they have cats? Did they like the wild? Did they go, if you're going camping, then it's the wild critters and things like that. So that gives you some hint as to what kind of animal is your animal. And then you also have dreams that can help you. And you can connect with animals in the past. Now, by that, I mean, I have had a horse and multiple dogs. But I have two in particular who have died. And they sleep with me at night. I, for some reason, don't sleep on one part of the bed. Well, it can't go any further. Or I feel something jump on my bed. There's nothing there. But I can feel them getting up on the bed.
Oh, I felt my deceased cats, jump on my bed.
Yeah. So
many
when I
times.
say that in your past life, that's what I kind of mean. And you can write journals about animals and see which ones you relate to best. And you can also take a quiz. They have tons of quizzes on the internet. You just find one, and they all will tell you who your animal is, your special animal.
Spirit animal.
Yeah. And sometimes they're there to be there when you need them. And they show up when you have to have them. I had a dog, a different one, the one that sleeps with me. I had a dog that when she was alive, I would fall asleep on the couch, and she would nudge at my hands to wake me up so I'd go to bed, which I did. But after she died, I still fell asleep on the bed.
On the couch?
On the couch. And she still nudged my hands, and I got up and went to bed. And she wasn't
so
there,
sweet.
but she would still say, "Hey, bedtime."
I love that.
I'm going,
That's
oh
beautiful.
my God. It was weird. But it was great. And they're always here to give us gentle reminders to do things like go to bed, or if we need a little gentle nudge towards an area, they do that. And they can help us and are on call at any time during the day to help us achieve our best lives.
That's beautiful. And we all know they're from the angelic realm, our lovely
Yep.
pets.
They're all, yes,
We love our animals, don't we?
yes.
Well, the next item is Bibliomancy, if I said that correctly, which is really no more than picking a book, any book you like, although I believe in the olden days they used the Bible mostly.
A lot of times
from
they did, yes.
What I remember. But you close your eyes, you ask a question, you point to a page in the book, and then you read what's underneath your finger, and that supposedly is your answer. Now I have to say, this one I haven't really tried, although I've done it for meditations and things like that.
And I've seen it done in the movies.
I have too, actually. I have
Yeah.
seen it in the movies. So that one's quite easy.
And the next one is Dowsing Rods. And I have a couple here. Whoop, sorry. As you can see, they're free spinning, and I'm going to give them to her.
Dowsing
And-
rods. These are really nice copper ones, but you can use all kinds of different ones.
Well, you've
can't you?
even used hangers.
Yes, when I was looking for a water pipe on my ranch years ago, nobody knew where the mains water was, and my sister fashioned me a dowsing rod out of a coat hanger,
Yep.
and it worked.
And you can use branches or whatever's at hand. But think about the dowsing. I mean, these are the dowsing rods. She is called the dowser because she's using them. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And from ancient times, people have used it and always called it witchery. You can witch for
A water witcher. That's
A
what they
water
used to
witcher.
call them.
Uh-huh.
Like my aunt, my great aunt, and my grandmother used to call them water witchers.
And the way they work is that you ask them a yes or no question, or you can ask them to find certain things, like a treasure or missing people or a missing brooch or water or oil.
Okay,
a lot of people
let's
use
ask
them.
them a couple of questions then.
Okay. Is my name Heather? Now see how they're moving together?
Whoa.
That's my name. And that's a yes.
Okay, ask it a no question.
A no question. Am I a man? No.
Nope. I don't think so.
See what it does for no? It all goes out.
That's wild.
Yeah. It was more definite.
Am I a woman? Whoa. That was quick. That's fun.
That's fun. Anyway, but it's always been considered witchery, and as you saw how it works. But most dowsers, they don't care how they work, just as long as they do work. But one of the common ways that they explain that dowsing works is that the dowser is super attuned to the Earth's magnetism. And so it comes between them and it works.
An energy worker? That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, yes. And, you know, that's how they consider it work. Of course, other people think it's the dowser moving them. And as you can see from these, we can't. We hold a single pipe and they do their own moving.
Yeah, they do their own thing.
I don't know how the dowser
pipe.
can do that.
Those are sure fun to play with, though.
Yes, they are fun toys. So.
Ready for me?
Yeah.
All right. Dream divination. That's the art of dream interpretation. And dreams often contain messages from our guides, our guardian angels, our all kinds of different deceased members of the family.
Or old friends you haven't seen for a long time, and you're supposed to contact them, and all of a sudden
Exactly.
show up.
Sleep's a time when our body processes, the subconscious processes everything that we've been throughout the day. And it's also a time when we get messages from spirit and can travel, astral travel, or meet other people in the astral plane. At like lucid dreaming, you can actually wake up in a dream, and then from there you don't really wake up, but you become aware that you're dreaming, and you can literally direct the dream from there. Or astral travel, which is an OBE, an out-of-body experience, which is similar to a near-death experience, except for there's no death involved. Yes. I guess that's the best way to put it. Yeah. So the dreams usually contain crazy messages we don't seem to understand. Metaphors, symbols, omens. The best thing you can do is keep a dream journal by your bed, and either buy a book about dreams and how to interpret dreams, or just use your own intuition to try to figure out what they mean. I don't really remember my dreams, so even though I have a journal next to my bed, I rarely write anything dream-wise in it, because it's just...
I remember my older brother used to have dreams, and he'd wake up screaming. And he said they were always bad things that happened in the future, and they always happened. He finally was able to turn off his dreams, so because there was nothing he could do about it.
Wow.
But it was something always happening that he already had dreamed about it. And he has helped police departments find people. Yes. Especially when they can't.
So he's a psychic medium. Period. If he can help people,
he does the dreams. He sees where they are, and he
in the dreams.
In the dreams.
Oh wow!
So it's different. All in the dreams, and so he has finally been able to turn those off when he doesn't. I don't want to know this stuff. Shut it off.
Right.
Yep. And then we have I Ching,
and we've got a pretty little. Whoops.
We have it's a new one. I thought it was those. There we go. I Ching.
I Ching.
I Ching, and we're new at this because it's brand new. So
literally, we put it in today.
We're working on it. Okay. I Ching uses a divination called Claromancy. It uses random numbers between 3 and 9, and they're all arranged in a hexagon and in a certain way. And there are 2 ways that I know of to do I Ching. One of them uses coins, like those, and you have a heads and tails. And they're assigned numbers for however they're doing that. And the other way is by using stalks of the yarrow plant, which isn't used very much today. I imagine those in China or wherever it originated, because it was ancient, know how to do that, but it's not on the internet as to how they all get their points.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, you get to know the numbers, and you look at how they're lined up, and you look for what they call the moving line. And basically that means the solid lines are fine, but the broken lines are moving lines, I think. I used to do it when I was in college or sort of started teaching on the computer, but I don't remember. Did I get that right? Because you used to do it.
Years ago, I had a book and the coins, and I don't remember exactly. My teenage years. I haven't done it in years and years and years.
Okay. But anyway.
But it makes me want to do it again because it looks so
fun.
Interesting.
It was fun.
Yeah,
and it
I remember
seemed to
it being
get
fun.
Me better than just a straight astrology one thing. And internet has it, but not everybody has it, but it is on the internet.
I just want to say hi to Melanie. I haven't seen you in years. Lovely to see you here. And Gypsy and David and James, thanks you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we love having new people from Facebook show up.
Yes, we do.
Fantastic.
Yes, we do.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So the next thing is our intuition. And we all know intuition is the ability to know something without knowing why you know it. And it actually opens us up. It's our subconscious, and it actually opens us up to things other than our five senses, like paying attention to signs and coincidences, the messages from our higher selves. Signs like numbers, repetitive numbers that you see all the time, like 252 is a big one for me, which was the hour of my daughter's birth. Now, I don't know why that's important so much that I see it all the time. I've never figured that out, but it's definitely a repetitive number. But you have the angel numbers as well, 111, 11111, all those numbers.
I see 1111.
Yeah, I see 111 a lot. Not so much 1111, but 111.
Yeah.
But, numbers on a clock, songs on the radio, that's another good one. My husband is great at changing 1111 for Melanie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Feathers.
1111 all the time, yes.
Cool. That's great.
That's wonderful, Gypsy.
Feathers, cardinals, they say cardinals are signs of people that have deceased, your family members or friends that have are deceased. I don't see cardinals where we live very much. I used to.
I used to see a lot in New Jersey.
And in Texas I saw them, but not so much here. But intuition is like anything else. It's a muscle that you have to use, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets. And I can promise you that's the truth.
Yes, yes. And the next one is meditation. There's
our
that
old
word
friend.
Again. Through meditation, you can communicate with your higher self, or your guides, or even other beings. And when you're quieting your mind so that you are going deep between the relaxed place and sleep, and you're in there, you can go ahead and you can see meaningful visions, you can have insightful experiences, and you can have downloads that speak to you. Okay?
Absolutely.
And they're all related to where you are currently in your experiences. So these kinds of things only happen in a deep meditation. There's another reason there for doing meditation.
Absolutely. There's like a gazillion reasons. I guess we all need to be doing it. The next thing is numerology. I don't think there's a photo for that, is there?
No, I'm just putting us back.
Okay. Numerology is all about numbers and their vibrational propensity. The famous Greek mathematician Pythagoras, around 590 BC, he became father of numerology. And I didn't realize that. We all know about the Pythagorean
theory,
but that's
for
all
geometry.
I knew about him.
For geometry.
Exactly. So it's believed that numbers have the power to affect a person's characteristics and life events. Mm-hmm. It consists of the sum total of numbers in your date of birth as well as your name, and somehow applies the laws of mathematics to a person's life by using the 9 most important planets and giving them numbers, which I didn't know about. I'd heard about.
Yeah, you just keep adding the numbers until you get down to between 1 and 9.
No, I mean, I'm talking about they've actually given the numbers 1 through 9 to certain planets that you use somehow.
Oh, cool.
Within it.
That's more than I knew.
Yeah, strange. But the numbers and planets affect all major aspects of your life, including emotions, desire, health, wealth, career, everything. Their positions at the time of your birth determine your personality and events in your life, kind of like astrology does.
Yeah, it's very much like, as far as what it covers, yes.
Yeah. So analysis of these elements and modifiers give a deep insight into the characteristics and distinct qualities of the person.
Yeah.
I'm not that familiar with numerology, apparently. It's been years.
I had a friend who used to do it, and she used a computer to help her with it. And she would give you a report about yourself. It's just like when I was doing astrological reports. I don't do them anymore, guys. When I was doing it always ended up being a stack of papers.
Sure.
There was just so much to it. Okay.
So, oracle cards.
Oracle cards are next.
Are you going to throw a couple of cards?
No, I'll throw one before we leave.
Okay.
Besides, I read from them. So, I have several kinds, and I've shown you all of these before. You've got the starseed ones, and you've got
the light's not quite good on that. Can you move it to
which one? This one? Okay, let me move it over here.
Oh, that's better.
That's better, so you can see. And they all are rather large cards. The big thing about them is the difference between them and tarot is that tarot usually has 78 cards and they're divided, and she'll go through that later. On oracle cards, it doesn't matter how many cards you have. You can have whatever. It's very, very flexible, and it's a good place for beginners to begin.
Yes, those are the first cards I tried. Tarot seemed very complicated to me, so I absolutely started with oracle cards.
Right. So oracle cards, what the basic premise is that you set your intention, and you usually use a spread that's been used from the tarot spreads, but the spaces may mean something different.
Right.
Okay, but you use that general spread, and then you look at the card. You look in the book they handed you, see what it says about it, and you look at the cards again, if you've got several out there, and try to put them together to make some kind of a message for you based on those cards and what you've read. And then again, there's those decks that seem to do all the talking. I don't need a book for these cards. I just need to look at them. And I'm sure that's the same with these cards for somebody else. It just seems to be whichever is resonating with you. But this one, I don't use a book. I don't need it. They talk.
That's so cool.
I know, and I love it because I don't need a book. Oh, good, I don't have to look up every one. I can see it. And so, for me, the oracle cards they're very good on helping in generalities, whereas tarot gives you more specifics.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Cool. So the next one is palmistry. Palmistry is the art of analyzing the features of your hands and to interpret personality characteristics and predict the future. It began in India, spreading throughout the Eurasian landmass to China, Tibet, Persia, Egypt, Greece, and Great Britain. Aristotle detailed palm reading in his work De Historia and forget the Latin history of animals 2,500 years ago. So palmistry's been around for a really long time. Most people believe that you need to use both hands. The dominant hand reveals the personal The non-dominant hand, reveals natural personality and character, while the dominant hand shows how these traits have been actualized in practice, and together they reveal how a person is utilizing their potential. It's pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm. And the next thing is a pendulum. And everybody has seen a pendulum before. And it's used either with...
Wait a minute, let me put it on card cam and then you can see that. That's good.
They sometimes use something more detailed like this. They sometimes use a map that looks more like that, which less. These are called dowsing charts because a pendulum is a dowser. I don't use them. I prefer to use it over my hand like this.
Oh, you want that one back?
That's all right. All right. I just raise up.
Okay.
And then it will tell me. And it's always a good idea to have your energy infused into your pendulum. And the best way to do that is to put it near your heart so it can absorb your energy.
I put mine in my bra.
Yeah, me too.
Right next to my heart.
Yep, just wear it and that's fine. One of the things that we do is mostly ask yes and no. You can ask other kind of questions when you're using the chart, but we still like yes and no better. And the first thing you want to do is ask it to let you know what yes and what no is. For instance, please show me yes. And you see it's moving back and forth. And if I, thank you very much. Will you show me no? See, it stopped on its own. I'm not touching it. And no for the it is moving across. I have had a needle that I have asked, and yes was a circle, and no was straight up and down. Every pendulum could be different, so it's always important to ask it what is yes and what is no.
I do the same thing with muscle testing, which is another thing we didn't talk about today. And mine is always a circle, and it goes clockwise when it's a yes and counterclockwise when it's a no. I don't get the straight up and down. I'm not quite sure why.
I don't know either, but that's evidently how ours go. They are makeshift. You can use whatever you want.
Anything that'll swing.
Yeah, you can use a necklace. You can use anything that moves freely. Mm-hmm. You can use. I've even used keys. I was in line to get on a cruise with my mom, and this lady that was doing the check-in, she wanted to know some answers, so I got my keys out, held on to it, and it did its thing, and took care of it. But, and I never want to know what the question is, because I have found that when I'm doing it, my energy can interfere with what the answer is supposed to be. So I usually ask everybody to form their question in their head. Then I ask them to ask the pendulum to ask the question, and it does come up with an answer. So everybody knows it, but that way I don't interfere with it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
The next thing is runes. Let's see. That's number 1. Aren't they lovely?
Yeah.
Those
I
look
used
like
to have
hand
a couple
cards.
sets.
It's an ancient form of an oracle system. The origin is the Germanic Nordic tribes of Northern Europe, Scandinavia, and Great Britain. Inscriptions have been found on objects dating back to the 3rd century. And the word rune means secret. It's a letter of the alphabet, and they also have symbolic meanings. You ask a question, and the subconscious answers come with the rune cast. It's about looking for possible cause and effect and potential outcomes using intuition and interpretation. I've not thrown runes, but I've had runes read for me at psychic fairs and those.
Mm-hmm. They just say pick them out, and you pick them out. They turn them over and tell you what they mean.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing is scrying. Do you still have your ball out here? Would you take it and put it away? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry if she leaves a minute. I need her crystal ball. But scrying doesn't take much of anything. It just takes a bowl and water or something that reflects back at you. for instance, this is her crystal ball.
Card cam.
Card cam, yeah. And see, it's just
Oh,
something
you can't really see it from a top.
No,
But you can see our fan working.
Yeah, see, you can see the fan working, the lights and things. But we'll go back to face. Anyway, I'll hold it up here. And that's her crystal ball. But with scrying, all you need is either a ball of water to stare into. It's really, really ancient. It has come through and done different things through different time periods. I had a black mirror, and it also was used for that, but until I was doing research on scrying, I didn't realize that's what it was. It's just something that reflects. They've used ink, they've used oil, they've used water, they've used obsidian rock, because that's usually shiny, so it reflects, and like the mirror, and eventually they got into using the crystal ball instead. But basically what you do is you stare at it, you fuzz your eyes a little bit, and you get into a meditation, and eventually pictures of things show up at you.
I think I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
It's a great crystal ball.
But
and
again,
I've always
it's
wondered
kind
how
of
to
a
use
meditation,
it.
so you've got to be able to do your meditation.
There you go, meditation again.
Meditation again.
The next thing, which I love, is tarot cards. They came from the 15th century Italy. There's 78 cards. I'm going to put card cam on.
Okay.
There's 78 cards, each with its own imagery and symbolism, and you can see how intricate they can be.
This is the original type of deck.
The guidance they give you they're used to gain insight into your past, present, or future, and guidance on love, money, career, your general life path.
Some of them are funny and just funny, and some
love
of
the
them
gummy
are just
bears.
completely different from regular cards, but they're still tarot cards.
Interesting. Those are lilac lantern cards. They're lovely.
Yes,
we
they
use
are
those a lot.
Yes, because they are different. We're not relying on what these mean. It's what we feel on these, and
Yeah.
that's nice.
And then we have the lower and major, the major arcana, which is about karma and spiritual lessons
Major,
regarding
minor.
physical, intuitive, and transformations. That's a major arcana, and that's these cards.
No, that's these here.
Oh, those are aces. That's
Yes,
an ace.
and this is the minor, which you see is much bigger.
The minor arcana is your everyday trials and tasks and how to navigate what's going on in your everyday life. The standard deck is the Rider-Waite deck, which is what
These are.
And that was published in 1909, and it has 4 suits, and the suits are cups, swords, pentacles, and wands. Cups
That's
are
a
your
wheel. I must have got the wrong card.
your
Let me
cu-
look. It must be in here.
cups are your thoughts, emotions, instincts, and imaginations. The pentacles are finances, work, material possessions. The swords are feelings, words, and acts. And the imagery on each of the cards allows you to tap into your own subconscious and intuition. I'm not a tarot card reader, so this is new for me. Tarot is all about getting in touch with your inner wisdom, your higher self, to gain insight into the past, present, or future, which is basically what all these tools are used for.
Exactly. So, as she said in the beginning, none of this stuff is evil. It's only there to help you get in touch with your higher self, because you know the answers. All answers are inside you.
Exactly.
You just have to hear them. Okay.
That's right.
Are there any questions? So I haven't seen anything come up yet.
No questions today, but maybe if you have any, send them in the chat room or however you can do it on Facebook. I'm not sure. But send us questions and we'll be happy to answer them at a future show. But thanks for joining us today.
Was anything channeled?
I don't have
Nothing?
any channeled information. They're
That's
good with
fine.
what we gave. There wasn't
And-
anything additional.
Yeah, next week we're going to do spirit guides.
And, that'll be good. Next week we're going to talk about spirit guides, so that'll
Yes,
be fun.
That would be lots of fun.
So thanks again for coming. Please like, subscribe, and share if you liked and want to subscribe.
And I'll do one more card reading.
Ooh, good.
Okay. And as I said, these particular oracle cards do just speak to me. And we've been doing, and it's been very successful, just my shuffling and let her pick one and we'll figure out what it says. Okay?
Cool.
Spread them out for you. There you go. Return of Spirit. How interesting. It's funny that that's because it was in our regular one. So basically what you want to do is continue growing in your spiritual growth.
That's what we're all here for, isn't it?
Exactly. And you want to keep it coming and coming and coming, because as it grows, so do your skills, so does everything about you, your happiness. I mean,
Absolutely.
it is. Absolutely. So, yes, keep returning spirit into your life, because you will be so much happier that you did.
I know I am.
Me too.
Anyway, you guys have a great week. Oh, rest of your weekend. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, have a
And
great...
thank you for coming.
And
Thank you both Facebook and
YouTube. We appreciate you all, and hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday for talking about spirit guides. Till next week, sending you unconditional love and unity consciousness, and have a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
Thank you.